All right, a few days ago, someone asked me, what if I could only train my dog on a few things, what would they be? On Instagram, I put 3 commands up. The only 3 commands you ever need. That's a solid recall, so it'll come. Solid stay, whether that's a plots or a sit, it's irrelevant. And a leave it. Okay, excuse me. I had a 4th one. It's not a command or anything, but it's something that you can teach a dog, especially the dog who doesn't instinctively have this. Sort of like Ace, unlike Ava, it will be socialization. Okay, so again, going through them really quick. Solid recall. So when you call their name, they come. No ifs, ands, or buts. Kind of like a child, mom, dad, whoever. When you call their name and you tell them to come, they come. Solid stay. So again, plots, sit, doesn't matter. So it could be on a curb, it could be out front of your house, dog walking by, car going by, doesn't matter. They sit down, they are not moving. Doesn't matter if you're next to them or not, okay? A lot of people fuck this one up. So when they do a long stay, they end up walking away from the dog and then calling the dog, okay? For a long stay, that is the opposite what you want to do. For a long stay, sit or plots, down, whatever, German or English, whatever you use. You go wherever you gotta go, walk 50 feet, 10 feet, 12 feet, start short, go long. Then you come back and that's when you reward the dog, okay? That's very, very important. And that's the biggest mistake a lot of people make when it comes to a stay, is when they go away, they call the dog, and that's when the dog instinctively wants to come. But again, this is a stay, not a command, so it's not a recall. 2 totally separate things. If the dog is doing a recall, doesn't matter what's going on. Dogs around, whatever, and they're in drive, it doesn't matter. If they aren't coming, a correction needs to be made. Whether through an apparatus, whether if it's a collar leash, e-collar, a tactile correction. So you physically go grab the dog by its scruff and bring it back. Okay? So again, 2 totally different things, but 2 totally important things. Last one's leave it. Ava, for instance, still a pup, so she still wants to eat her shit, or actually, correction, eat Ace's shit. So a very important why leave it is right there. So not just for, like my dog who wants to eat her brother's shit, but say if there's a crocodile, because I live here in Florida, if there's a fertilizer on the ground, she wants to eat grass, or if there's a bush, wants to mark, snakes, whatever. Literally, a leave it is so important because you never know what they want to eat and it could get the dog sick. Worst comes to worst, if they do get sick and pass away, that's the last thing you ever want. So leave it, very important. But like I said, the 4th thing is being socialized. Ace does not give a shit about people. Ava hates them. Can't stand them, doesn't want to be around them, doesn't want to be around other dogs. Ace, he sees another dog, he just gets excited. That's it. People, he give a shit. Doesn't flinch, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who touches him, pets him, whatever. He'll be a great service dog. In fact, you trained him to be a service dog, but I didn't. Instead, he's just kind of slow and boring. You can look at him right here. Sorry, bub. But kind of dumb, kind of slow. Ava. There she is, my little knucklehead. So I've had to do a lot of work with her, and I give a lot of credit to Ed Reyes, who I also take her to for classes, just because it's a controlled environment. Okay, being controlled with other dogs, other instructors. So when it came to her being socialized, it started with someone else handling her. So someone else taking over her leash, because that immediately freaked her out. She was away from mom or dad. And then it was, passing people on the street, so we imitated that. It was with other dogs, figure eights, going in between them, but just being around them and then being pressured. I want to do IGP, IPO, whatever they want to call it now, Schutzhund. So one of the biggest things when I proof her commands, say her focus, heel, pots, downs, all that, we got to do it around people because that's the only way to really enforce it. I got to challenge it. When she's here in the backyard, she can stay here forever. If it's in the house, she can stay forever. But when there's other distractions involved, how good is your good? Okay? Because when she's bad, it's going to be bad. Kind of like in golf, you know, everyone's good is good, but how good is your bad? Okay? So same thing with her, putting her under duress. I want to see how good is her bad, and that's where socialization has to come. Ace, we can take him pretty much anywhere. Restaurants, stores. Again, he's good behavior. Ava has social anxiety. She, like I said, hates people, hates dogs, so she just is so high drive and so neurotic that there's too much going on and her head can't process it, and she ends up barking, waking, running around on the leash. So again, we've been doing it heavily with socializing her, so this way she can get better, more socially confident, so we can end up taking her more spots, rather again, restaurants, better walks. So again, out on the walk, literally someone else is walking their dog, I kind of not creep up behind someone because I want to respect their distances and everything, but I get up close enough to where that actually challenges her to make sure that she can understand, you know, tell her to sit, she sits, plots. Again, pressing her on, making sure her focus heel is good under other distractions, so with other dogs and everything. So again, less outbursts, less chance of reactivity, and just making her socially confident. So this way, again, leave it. There you go. She was just about to eat Ace's shit, so I can't get it better than that. So with that, I'm just gonna leave on a high note, just like in training. So with that, 4 commands, actually not 4 commands, 3 commands, and one little tool. So recall, stay, leave it, and socialization. That is it. I am done.